What's going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel. We are literally a couple of days away from the release of Black Ops 7, and with that we are getting the final bits and pieces of information about the game, along with quite a few leaks now. Just because of the way COD is these days, I assume because of COD HQ, it seems each and every game that's a part of it, it's super easy for these leakers to get their hands on all of the strings in the game files, even before it's released, because we get these big updates on COD HQ days before the game comes out. It's a shame, but at the same time, it is what it is. And to be fair, this time around compared to Black Ops 6, I haven't seen any major leaks to do with zombies anyway. Nothing groundbreaking, which is good, but let's just get straight into it then. The first thing we now know, and by the way, this video will contain spoilers, but again, nothing huge. Season 1 will be launching 20 days after Black Ops 7, so at the beginning of December. And as Treyarch themselves have told us, we will be getting the next Zombies map, Astra Malorum, on that date as well. And regarding that map, all we've been given by the developers so far is this image, which is an observatory or a planetarium. You can see the projector in the middle, or what was originally a projector. I'm guessing it's been modified, but you see the stars up on the ceiling in a regular looking room. It's been described by Kevin Drew as a map that is out of this world, which made everybody think this was the space station map that was leaked way back last year, I think it was, or at the beginning of this year. But according to the Ghost of Hope, the map is going to be coming in Season 1 and will be the long-rumoured space station map. It takes place in an observatory atop a skull with a red glow in space. I've heard from another source that the map may have some parts that take place on Earth similar to that of Moon, but this isn't something I'm 100% on. The Wonder Vehicle seems to be involved in the overreaching story beyond just Ashes of the Damned. I have also heard that all of the previously leaked Zombies maps, besides the space station and the Japanese volcano map, were cancelled and replaced. The current plan is still 5 DLC maps, and that there is plans to have a remake amongst those. So regarding this map, DLC 1, it is the space station map, but it is not a space station. And what I mean is, as he clarifies, it's not even really a space station map, by the way. He just labelled it as that given the previous leaks about it. But the map itself is super unique. And you can tell by this picture, this is a planetarium or an observatory. There is a corridor in the background. This area specifically, I'm not saying the rest of the map, we haven't seen it, this is on Earth, or as he describes, an observatory atop a skull with a red glow in space. It's pretty hard to visualize what that even means. However, ZoneX over on Twitter tweeted this mysteriously just a couple of days before this leak came out, describing the exact same thing, or visualizing the exact same thing that we've just been told by the Ghost of Hope. So somehow he's managed to get this information about Astra Malorum and has placed images together so that you can visually understand how the map is going to be. We have that red skull on the bottom, an observatory atop of it, and then above that is space. We can also see the Wonder Vehicle on the left, aside some rocket ships, and then in space is a floating skull, and then Saturn on the right. Even seeing this map still makes no sense to me, which gets me really excited that it's totally different to anything we've seen before. It sounds like we are going to be using the Wonder Vehicle to get from Ashes of the Damned to Astra Malorum, so it is a part of the map, but the Wonder Vehicle won't be used to drive around the map itself, just to get to that destination. I don't know if we're going to be able to drive there ourselves, or whether it's just something we're going to see in a cutscene. It would be cool if we could drive there. I doubt that one, because the whole concept of the map taking place on top of a red glowing skull, and then there's this giant floating head looking down at us from space. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how any of this is going to work. I can't even visualize it properly. So for that reason, I actually can't wait to see this map, because it sounds insane. And the Ghost of Hope also subtweeted saying the maps that have been cancelled that we were told about in leaks way back were the Nazi nuked New York City, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. He heard that original leaks stemmed purely from concept art, so in his opinion, this isn't confirmed, they probably never really made it past that stage. They were only ever concepts. Treyarch didn't start making them and then scrap them. They were only ever ideas, which is good news, because as far as Vietnam and Afghanistan goes, I'll be honest, they sound like really boring locations. We've been there plenty of times in the campaign. As for zombies maps, I just don't think they really work, especially this time around with Black Ops 7 being set in the Dark Ether. We've got such a cool theme that you can make a lot of cool map locations with, and so to have two that just take place in Vietnam and Afghanistan sound boring. That doesn't mean the maps have to be. Treyarch could do whatever they want, but you get what I mean. And as for the Nazi nuked New York City map, the concept for that did sound cool. A universe where the Nazis won World War II by dropping a nuclear bomb on New York City. That would be a cool map to play in, but by the sounds of it, it never got past the concept stage. A lot of people were thinking it was cancelled by Treyarch due to them being scared of the whole Nazi thing. I don't know why they would be, because plenty of Call of Duties have done it. There is something slightly suspicious about that, because if you look at the new updated bios for Richtofen and Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey in BO7, they have totally changed Richtofen's bio, removing any mention of him to do with the Nazis or Germany. However, his German outfit has stayed the same, so it does seem like they're trying to move away from the Nazi imagery that they initially wanted to go with, which makes me a little bit suspicious when it comes to the Nazi map, but I will just believe this leak that it was never being made. Now, another thing he mentioned right at the end was that the current plan is for there to be 5 DLC maps. And as Reality UK has found in the game files for Black Ops 7, these are all of the code names. Don't worry, there's no spoilers here. They don't give you any inkling as to what the maps are going to be, but there are 5 code names for 5 DLC maps. So unlike in previous years where it's only ever been a rumour or maybe wishful thinking, something that we wanted, it does seem like this time around the possibility of us getting 5 DLC Zombies maps is very likely. Not confirmed, it can always be scrapped, but with one of these probably being a remake, there is a high chance we do get 5 DLC Zombies maps this year. The code names for them are Hornet, Locust, Mantis, Ruby and Scorpion. Again, there's no way to even know what these would be. One of them is Astra Malorum, which is Hornet. Another one is more than likely the Japanese map that takes place below an erupting volcano in a Japanese temple. But as for the other 3, well, if Vietnam and Afghanistan have been cancelled, then we have no idea. And as for what the remake could be, there is a huge catalogue for Treyarch to choose from. I doubt it would be something like Ascension, simply because one of the POIs in Ashes of the Damned is a Soviet Cosmodrome. It's not Ascension exactly, but to me at least, it's more than enough of a similar map where I just don't think Treyarch would give us Ascension as well. The same could be said for Transit, but I could definitely see them bringing back Kino der Toten or Buried, Hall of the Dead maybe with Tag der Toten. That would be cool storyline wise. If we could find the dead bodies of Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey in the forest where they died. I mean, it could be something small like Nakta and Toten or one of the other World at War maps. Derice, I don't know if they bring that back for a 3rd time. It could be anything. Let me know in the comment section below, which map would you like to see out of any that we've had from Treyarch be brought back as a remake? Personally, Shadows of Evil would be cool with the Dark Ether or Dreisendrache. Or what about Revelations, because we do have Dr. Monty's house as the safe house, as the exfil screen. We know we go there between maps, so that could make sense storyline wise if Revelations was brought back, as it would tie in. And then we also got an exclusive Zombies video from GameSpot, which was an interview from Kevin Drew, the director. A couple of interesting things that were mentioned is all of the point of interests in Ashes of the Damned will tie in thematically to the overarching Black Ops 7 Zombies storyline. So the diner, farm, the Cosmodrome, Janus Towers, etc. As we progress through Black Ops 7 Zombies, those locations will somehow tie into the storyline. I don't know how, maybe we'll learn why they were banished there or what went on before they were banished there, but that could be cool. And also, Tessie, the Wonder Vehicle, will be able to slowly be auto-repaired by Ted over a period of time. And then the final thing I want to take a look at, because this does include zombies, is Black Ops 7's Endgame. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's been described as the conclusion of Black Ops 7's campaign. So what happens after, and from what I've seen, it is a mixture of DMZ and Modern Warfare 3 zombies, I would describe it. Or you could say Warzone or even Outbreak. Basically play on the Avalon map where there are tiered sections of difficulty, and within each one of these sections you come up against harder enemies, one of them being zombies. And the whole idea is you complete objectives and exfil.
Endgame isn't just the conclusion of the story, it's the start of a new chapter. Once you've completed the story, Avalon opens up, gives you the freedom to explore, take on challenges at your own pace, but the city is tough.
So Avalon is this massive space, and we want you and your friends to continue to come back here and achieve different goals. So we wanted to continue the campaign in a replayable way.
You can play in-game solo or in squads of up to 4. and then you'll drop into instances of Avalon with up to 32 players.
Once you've unlocked Endgame, you can bring friends in with you, even if they haven't unlocked it yet, by being the party leader.
You can play as one of the main heroes from the campaign, or you can select a new operator and level them up with skills and abilities as you work towards your end goal.
We have intel to discover and some secrets even to uncover inside Avalon.
There are 4 zones of difficulty, and uncovering deeper mysteries will test how strong your operator is. Endgame is about discovery, progression, and carving out your own path in Avalon.
This map is really special. The team's been working on it for a really long time. They've designed it to be a cohesive space, but it is absolutely massive. So we have tons of POIs from previous games, tons for multiplayer. We have maps from Black Ops 2, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops 6. You might even find a little piece of Hazard from Black Ops 1. Some of them you'll experience just as they were, in slightly new ways, and then some of them served as inspiration for totally new spaces.
So what is a match from start to finish in Endgame? It all starts with picking the abilities. This is the moment you're going to decide how you want to play.
One of my favorite abilities is Shadow Break, and it's kind of this area of effect clear. If you have like a bunch of enemies that are shooting at you, you can kind of combo that with like a grapple hook and like close the distance, and then immediately use this, and it will warp all of the enemies out of the area and send them into the sky and killing them all.
You'll drop in through the wingsuit and go anywhere within Avalon that you've been experiencing throughout different parts of the campaign.
As you're flying in with either solo or with your squad over Avalon, we start to propagate points of interest all around you, so that specifically you can just ping and go. No need for a tac map. You can see what it is that's around you that you might want to go, and that's shared with your squad. So once you've decided where you want to go, you land, boots on the ground, and the gameplay really starts to kick off. Fights, any kind of combat encounter, activities, assignments, all of these start to translate into building power. That power is registered through your combat rating.
Every time you increase that combat rating, you're presented with a simple choice of, would I like this skill or this skill? And those skills are really kind of defining your roles and your play styles that you prefer as a player. You're kind of crafting this curated operator that you really love to play. In Endgame, the ultimate goal is to get to Zone 4, and combat rating and the power journey is building towards that. So as you're playing, you're leveling up your combat rating, you're hitting these kind of core milestones at certain levels, so at combat rating 5, 10, etc., where you're increasing your health, your armor, your movement speed, and most essentially, your damage.
The first thing you're going to go after is combat rating 10. That is your very first damage upgrade. What that means is you're now ready to push into harder zones.
And then once you reach level 60 of your combat rating, you've maxed out yourself as a soldier. And so you've actually fully filled out 3 skill tracks and kind of really defined what this operator is in its final form.
Endgame has 4 escalating zones of difficulty, which means more toxin, more enemies, harder challenges, and better rewards.
As soon as you progress your operator and completed what you wanted to, you go to an exfil location, you need to hold out, you need to clear the exfil and let a VSOL drop, and then finally exit the map.
Because if you don't make it out, that progress doesn't come with you. And the only thing you take is the experience you learned.
As long as you escape alive, you're gonna keep your combat rating, you're gonna keep all the weapons and equipment you have, so you can come into the next match and continue exactly where you left off.
And for the first time ever for campaign, we have a full camo track, daily challenges, weekly challenges that can be earned both through campaign and endgame.
Endgame is something that the team's really excited about. This is evolving the campaign experience, and we can't wait for you all to get your hands on it when Black Ops 7 goes live.
So there we go, a huge drop of BO7 information. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like rating if you have. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.